She thought she'd found love, but instead of wedding plans, she ended up in a hospital bed, paralyzed, confused, and fighting to survive. The man she trusted, the man she once adored, had just stolen her future. His punishment? Just 3 years in prison, and he could walk free in 7 months. This is the haunting story of Chloe Beecham, a young woman whose only mistake was loving the wrong man. And what happened when she caught him cheating will leave you furious, heartbroken, and asking how justice can sometimes look the other way. Welcome to True Crime Files, the channel that brings you the most disturbing, gripping, and real-life crime stories from around the world. If you believe the voices of victims need to be heard louder, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Now let's get into it. In 2018, Chloe Beecham, a 23-year-old woman from Lincolnshire, thought she had found the one. His name was Harry Boulton. They met on Tinder, and from the beginning, he was charming, generous, and completely attentive. He bought her gifts, took her out to fancy dinners, and made her feel special. Harry was the kind of guy who seemed too good to be true, and as it would turn out, he was. From early on, Harry talked about a future with Chloe, moving in together, buying a house, building a life. It was fast, maybe too fast, but Chloe, like many in love, ignored the red flags. She wanted to believe in the dream, but that dream was about to become a nightmare. Just a few months into the relationship, Harry began to change, subtly at first, picking apart little things about Chloe, her clothes, her job, her personality. He said her work hours made him feel lonely, so she adjusted her schedule. Then came the isolation. Harry said his friends and family didn't like her. He insisted their relationship be kept secret. Chloe's confidence began to erode. She found herself doing more and more just to keep him happy. She was stuck in a cycle many victims of domestic abuse know too well: manipulation disguised as love. And she couldn't see what was really happening, because when you're in the middle of it, abuse doesn't always look like abuse. Share if you believe victims deserve better protection. It could help someone else recognize the signs. The violence started gradually. First, Harry pushed her against a wall during an argument. Another time, he dragged her by her foot from the bottom of the stairs. On one occasion, Chloe saw him messaging another woman while they were sitting together. When she confronted him, he split her lip open. And still, Chloe said nothing. She kept the relationship a secret, not even telling her own family. The shame, the confusion, the emotional manipulation, it kept her silent. And Harry knew it. He used that silence to keep control. He told her, "No one would believe you." It was December 2022 when things came to a terrifying head. Harry had gone on a birthday trip to Edinburgh. He told Chloe he needed some peace and quiet. But Chloe wasn't stupid. She found photos and messages on his phone showing he was with another girl. They were lying in bed in Chloe's flat when she confronted him. She wasn't aggressive. She simply asked. But deep down, she knew. This was the end. She locked herself in the bathroom, afraid of what he might do. He coaxed her out, promising to stay calm. Then, in the living room, he snapped. Harry punched her multiple times in the head, neck, and face. Chloe screamed, begging him to stop. She felt blood rushing in her neck. Her eyes swelled instantly. Her head throbbed. In shock and pain, she somehow got back to bed. Harry, unbothered, went to sleep on the couch. He left the flat in the middle of the night. Chloe, still in agony, lay alone. He didn't call for help. He didn't check on her. The next morning, she tried to go to work. She covered her black eye with makeup, but her arm felt weak. Her foot dragged. She had a splitting headache. At work, her colleagues noticed something was very wrong. Chloe was rushed to hospital by her coworkers. Doctors found something chilling. She had suffered a massive stroke. Her carotid artery, a major blood vessel in her neck, had been dissected. It was trauma-induced. She was transferred to a specialist stroke unit at Salford Royal Infirmary. Chloe's life was hanging by a thread. As she slipped in and out of consciousness, the man who nearly killed her was allowed to visit her. Harry told hospital staff he was devastated by her collapse. He even texted Chloe, who was unconscious at the time, saying, "I'm struggling," and "Do you still love me?" It wasn't just manipulative, it was cruel beyond words. Chloe then suffered a seizure. Doctors warned her family she might not survive. But slowly she began to wake up, and she had something to say. 1 month later, on Christmas Eve, She was transferred to a hospital in Lincolnshire to be closer to home. She couldn't speak in full sentences, but she managed 4 critical words: Harry, phone, punch, stroke. Her mother Leslie broke down in tears. The truth they had feared was now confirmed. Police arrested Harry Boulton. Chloe was placed under police protection. But shockingly, he didn't confess to the full extent of the violence. He claimed he had only pushed her. And somehow, that's what the court accepted. In April 2023, Harry Boulton pled guilty to a lesser charge of wounding without intent. He was sentenced to just 3 years in prison. But even that wasn't the full story. Chloe's family was later told Harry could be eligible for early release after serving just 7 months. Chloe, meanwhile, was learning how to speak again, how to walk, how to tell time, how to recognize colors. Where's the justice in that? Comment below. Do you think the sentence was fair? Chloe now lives with aphasia, chronic fatigue, epilepsy, and partial paralysis on her right side. She needs assistance to cut her food, tie her shoes, or even send a text. She can't read easily anymore, a hobby she used to love. Her career, her independence, her social life, all gone. She receives regular Botox injections to prevent spasms. Her therapy includes speech, occupational, and physical sessions. Her daily life is a constant challenge. Her mother, Leslie, continues to care for her full-time. One day, while helping Chloe learn her colors, Leslie received an email from Harry, via the police. He wanted his aftershave back. Yes, you heard that right. After destroying her life, he wanted his cologne. The audacity was staggering. Despite everything, Chloe refuses to be defined by her trauma. She now hopes to work with survivors of domestic abuse. She wants to be a voice for those who are silenced, manipulated, and afraid. She wants them to know that you are not alone. Her story is a chilling reminder that abuse doesn't always look like black eyes and bruises. It can be hidden behind smiles, secrecy, and sweet words. And when victims speak out, our justice system has a responsibility to truly listen. Chloe's story is heartbreaking, but it's also enraging. One woman lost everything: her health, her career, her independence. And the man who did it, he could walk free in less than a year. This isn't just about one case. It's about how society and our justice system fails domestic abuse survivors again and again. Let's not let Chloe's voice be buried. If this story moved you, share it, subscribe, turn on notifications, because on True Crime Files, we believe that justice starts with awareness. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and take care of each other.